Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a minute since I have produced some content for YouTube, but we're not gonna even get into that. We are back in full swing, excited to bring you guys some content for the last quarter of the year. This year has certainly flown by, but today's video is gonna be about cut life, all things cut life. I recently cut my hair. And I want to kind of give you guys a scoop on how I decided on what cut I wanted, who was going to cut it, what made me cut my hair, going from natural to relaxed, all of those details, because honestly, like before I cut my hair, I did tons of research. And I just feel like providing this content for anyone out there that is looking to cut their hair, from going from natural to relaxed, I think that this is beneficial. So if you're interested, definitely stay tuned. If you are new here, definitely hit that subscribe button. I will be producing videos every Tuesday, so stay tuned. Like I said, if you have any questions, leave me some comments in the comment section below, and I will definitely get back to you. But let's get right into the video, y'all.
Then dip me underway. You can kill me on my first love when I went slow. Hold me till I scream for every and wash me over until my will runs dry.
All right, guys. So first things first, like why? What made you want to cut it? I literally got that question so much. A lot of people was like, "Man, your natural hair was so long. What made you?" want to just chop it all off? And honestly, I had this decision made like almost a year ago, and I had been telling like my close friends and my mom, like, yeah, I'm cutting my hair, and nobody believed me. And so the reason why I cut my hair is because it was severely damaged. Although my hair can portray that it's like super long inside of a puff, I think that comes from the texture of my hair. I have extremely thick hair and it gives a lot of volume. And so the ends of my hair was extremely stringy, and I just literally couldn't take it anymore. If you're natural, like when you have split ends and they cause knots, it's not really a good thing, because then essentially your hair starts to break off extremely bad. And so that needed to be eliminated immedately. And like I said previously, I knew this a year ago, but I wanted to do my research before deciding like to do something drastic to my hair. Not only was I dealing with like a lot of like split ends and what have you, because I know you're probably like, well, why didn't you just get a trim? I got trims. My hair was damaged up the shaft, and again, if you know anything about hair, when your hair is damaged up the shaft, that means that it's like gonna grow unevenly. And I can talk about my hair journey for days, but I won't really go into like the natural journey that I had. I can make a separate video for that. But I had layers in my hair once before, like when I was transitioning into natural. And so I just feel like my hair never really got to an even length since I had like the shedding and the knots and what have you. Like it always was like trimmed to an uneven length. So that was like always like my biggest issue with my hair. And honestly, that's why I always wore it in a puff, because the shape of my hair didn't really fit with me too well when I wore it down, or if I tried styles to wear it down. And number two, like it would like lose its shape extremely bad when like the humidity would touch it. So I was like, okay, what's next? Because wearing my hair in a puff every time like I wore my natural hair out, I really got bored with that. And of course, like I could have done like protective styles and what have you, and which I did. That was getting boring as well. Wearing weaves and protective styles was just not it anymore for me. And again, granted, don't get me wrong, because those are still in action as well. I definitely miss having braids, but the excuse my washer if you hear that. But my protective styles are still in play, like, you know, getting a wig like occasionally. And when I say occasionally, I really am trying to stick to that, because I'm still trying to get my hair to a healthy state. That is the main goal. I think one of the biggest decisions for me was figuring out if I wanted to put a relaxer in my hair, and then 2, like, what type of cut was I gonna get? And so my journey to like deciding whether or not I was gonna get a relaxer was really determined based upon what type of cut I was gonna get. And so, like I said, since I knew I was gonna cut my hair a year ago, I did my research like hard. Luckily, I had a line sister who had a pixie cut previously, and she went to someone local. Crazy About Angel, if you guys have heard of her, she does really, really good cuts. And so I kind of kept her in mind, like just kind of viewing her Instagram. I was like, okay, like I really love that, you know, she kind of takes care of the hair and also styles very well. So she was always like on the back of my mind about, you know, cutting my hair. So I kept her in mind. But as far as like finding the style, I was on Pinterest, I was on Instagram, you know, Facebook. Any pixie cut that I saw, like I saved it. And I just kind of examined my head shape and my hair type, or like the texture of my hair, to like see if that was gonna fit with what, you know, the other cut looked like. And so I continued to kind of do that like as the months passed, because I didn't really want to rush into a cut if I didn't know exactly how it was going to look on me. Everything doesn't look or fit the same way on everyone else. And I feel like if you're ever thinking about, or if you ever decide to cut your hair, like please keep that into consideration. Like, you know, things can look really good on another person, but it may not fit you. And that kind of goes to like naturals as well. Like when I was natural, watching natural hair care videos and stuff, like of course, like you want to try it out to see if it's gonna work, but what may work on one hair texture may not work for you. And you know, everyone knows that, but that's kind of how and why I decided to cut it. I was also dealing with like some scalp issues in my scalp, and so the main goal of why was to get my hair back to a healthy state. And I know you're like, healthy, well, how would you put chemicals in your hair? If you haven't heard, you can definitely still have healthy hair and be relaxed. It's just knowing who to go to, and like just kind of asking them the questions of like, you know, what type of relaxer is this? How often do I need to get relaxers? Because getting a relaxer like every 6 weeks, like that's not good. And honestly, I can honestly say like that's what I used to do in the past, before going natural the first time. But no longer. Like honestly, I can see it being every quarter or even every 6 months, because I just don't want to get back to a damaged state. Like right now, I can tell like how healthier my hair is compared to being natural. And honestly, like, you know, like I said, I am loving the cut, but I still have the option to go natural again. And I think that that's what I love most about the versatility of this cut. I could have definitely gotten it without a relaxer, but it wouldn't have given me the maintenance that I wanted. Being relaxed, of course, is easier to maintain because you don't have to kind of do all of like the detangling, blow dry, like all of that. Like you don't have to deal with being relaxed. And this video is not to shame any naturals. I loved my natural hair care journey. And like I said, I can make a video about that, kind of giving you guys the scoop of, you know, what I used on my puff and, you know, how I styled my puff. Of course, I won't be able to do any live demonstrations because I no longer have that anymore, but I can certainly like kind of walk through what products I used and like how to actually create the puff, I guess. But let's kind of get into what and who. As I mentioned, like my line sister knew of a local stylist in the area, and so I just kind of like looked at her work and decided to schedule an appointment this August. I literally saved so many hair videos, hairstyles, and I just kind of came to the point where I was like, okay, I gotta choose like at least 5 of these styles and kind of narrow my list down so it, like I'm not giving myself so many options. So again, like I looked at all of the styles, just kind of decided like what was gonna fit my head shape the most, what I was gonna be most comfortable with, and what was gonna give me low maintenance. And honestly, this cut is so low maintenance. I don't have to depend on a stylist every 2 weeks. However, like that was the goal for me, so that I could get on a routine to keep my hair clean, you know, and again, back to the healthy journey. So choosing the style was like the best decision because I can wrap the top of my hair, since it's so longer than the back, as if like I have long hair. Like I wrap it the same way, and then of course like the back is just kind of laid down with holding mousse, and I use like a silk do-rag, and it has been like legit the best decision ever that I could have made with my hair journey. I've never had like a drastic hairstyle before. This is my first drastic cut. So I'm certainly looking forward to seeing like what other styles I decide to try if I decide to stay with a cut. How fast my hair actually grows back, you know, how healthy it will grow back. I'm just like really excited to kind of see what it flourishes into. Honestly, I don't foresee me going back to long hair. I am definitely enjoying the journey. Now let's get into the day of the cut. So, you know, like I said, I had told like close friends and family about the decision that I was gonna do, and they just kind of like, oh, you ain't cutting your hair, it's too long, yada yada yada. And I was like very strong in my decision up until the day of the cut. Like the day came and I was like, okay, are you really doing this or nah? But I you know, I just kind of talked myself into it. Like, you know, this is your first ever drastic cut, like you need it to get back to a healthy state. And I really appreciate Angel for her patience, like because she knew that I was extremely new into get relaxers. And so she was like, well, I'm gonna relax you first so you can see how long your hair is. And so I'll kind of insert some clips because I kind of recorded the journey when I was there. So I got to see like how long it was before it was cut. And then after putting the relaxer, she was like, okay, you're sure you want to cut it? And I was like, yeah. But when the clipper started going, I was like, oh my God, my hair is gone. But when she finished, like everything just kind of came like all together, and I really enjoyed it. enjoy the experience with. But if you want a shorter cut, I definitely do think that if my hair was, of course, shorter in the front, I would have a lot more maintenance, unless I just kind of wore it in a flat wrap where it's just kind of like laid down every day. But I love body, and so I knew that whatever cut I got, I wanted a lot of hair at like the front. So that's kind of what led me to kind of this older retro look. I know a lot of like the older celebrities or artists back in the day had this, and they called it the bowl cut, I want to say. T-Boz from TLC had this cut, Carrie Hilson had it, and also Halle Berry. So I didn't really look at celebrities to choose the style. Like I said, the style was actually coming back, so a lot of the cut stylists were cutting this style a lot, and I was seeing it all over Instagram. I was like, I really like that because it's super versatile. Like, I can put pin curls at the top. I can definitely wear it flat if I want, as it was cut initially. And again, like, I can definitely still cut more off if I want it, but I don't think that I am. I do think that I may grow the front out longer, and then we'll see what we do with the back. When I initially cut it, I definitely had a undercut back here, but that's growing out very fast. It's only been a month and like a couple of weeks since I've actually chopped everything off. So I think that this is a kind of a good time frame to give you guys an update of, you know, how the maintenance is. Like I said, it's amazing. I literally wrap my hair, unwrap it, and go. I try to keep heat out of my hair as much as possible. So when I had the pin curls, I actually pin curled them back up with pins and, tied my hair back up at night and just kind of woke up and unpinned them and go. It has been a lifesaver having this cut, because going from protective style to protective style just became so redundant. And I think that the natural hair journey, I kind of was just bombarded into it. And like I said, this is another topic for another video because this will be super long. But yeah, we are here now, and I'm super excited about the opportunity. If you guys have any questions about the cut life or my cut life experience so far, definitely leave some comments down below, and I will for sure get back to you. As far as products, Nairobi, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. I use that for my mousse. I recently picked up some Pantene dry shampoo and their holding spray. So whenever I have my pin curls, I just kind of like for them to stay in place. So I just kind of spray a light mist of holding spray on my hair. And of course, like oils, all of the, forgot the branding of them, but I do have like a couple of oils that I use to make sure I'm taking good care of my ends, because like I said, the front of my hair is still fairly lengthy. So keeping care of that is very important. I am definitely taking way more care of my hair than I've ever did. So hopefully that puts me back on track. And I will keep you guys updated with the cut life. I can do a styling video of, what it looks like when I wake up, how I unwrap it, and how I wrap my hair up at night. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know in the comment section below. And thanks for tuning in with me. I'm super excited to be back. So stay tuned, guys. Every Tuesday is YouTube Days with Court. Jot it down, write it down, and we'll see you there. Bye, guys.